Are you stressed because you can't make your mortgage payment? Are you facing a foreclosure on your California home? Are you unable to refinance because of your low credit score or the lack of equity in your home? Do you simply not know who to turn to? I'm Castro Sader from Sader & Barrera. Today's video is going to teach you how to stop foreclosures. It's being taught by me, a trial experienced attorney of 12 years. Our services are 100% money-back guarantee. So let's get started. It's a fact that 1 in 6 homes is upside down right now. Foreclosures are on the rise and they're going to continue to rise. We all know that we're in the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. Fortunately, there is something you can do about it. In today's video, we're going to cover California foreclosures. We're going to talk about first the timing of foreclosure sales, which will include the notice of default as well as the notice of sale. We're also going to talk about defense options. The timing of foreclosure sales in California is very important. Most foreclosures are done through what's called a California trustee sale. The foreclosure process, which means from the time that your house gets a notice of default till the time that it's actually sold at the auction block, takes a minimum of 110 days. During this 110 days, you have a variety of options to stop the foreclosure sale. One of which is a loan reinstatement. Another one is a sale or relinquishment of the property. And what we're going to cover in this video, loan modifications and loan mediations. All a loan modification is negotiating with the bank to get you better terms than the current terms that you have. It's no secret that banks have lots of bad loans on their books. So now they're forced to modify those loans to make sure that those loans are current and active and producing for them. Loan modifications have limitations, however. Those limitations are what the bank will and will not accept. Some banks will lower the principal amount of your loan if you can prove that the fair market value of your house is lower than your loan amount. On the other hand, some banks, strictly as policy, will not lower the principal amount of your loan. So you're limited to what a bank will and will not do. Very rarely, through a modification, will the bank change its set procedures. For a successful loan modification, you need to make sure you understand which lender you're dealing with. You need to make sure that all your financial documents are in order. And unless you have your application 100% complete, you may not have a chance at modifying your loan. A lot of people have asked me, should they do the loan modification themselves? My answer is no. You need to make sure you use somebody who has plenty of experience, who understands what the lenders are willing and are not willing to do. At Sader & Barrera, we give you a 100% money-back guarantee that we can modify your loan. If we cannot get you a successful modification, we refund every penny that you paid us. Let's go back to our original scenario. As time is going by and getting closer to the auction sale, your loan modification is chugging along, and all of a sudden, it hits a snag. Let's say your house is upside down, and the bank doesn't have a policy of reducing the principal amount, and you don't agree to the loan modification. You need a backup plan with a solution. You need one that extends the date of sale and one that gives you a real opportunity for negotiations. That can be done with a loan mediation, and it can only be done through a law firm. A loan mediation is a loan litigation. It's where you file a lawsuit against the lender showing a variety of mistakes made by the lender. That could include negative amortization loans, no stated income loans. A lot of those loans will qualify for predatory lending activities. The loan mediation process can extend the sale date for an average of 14 months. That's the time it takes to go through litigation. It can save you from having to pay rent or mortgage for 14 months. How much would you save if you didn't have to pay that? It can reduce to fair market value your principal loan amount. It can also obtain a fixed lower rate on the duration of your loan. Finally, it could stop negative ratings on your credit. I know that a lot of you are scared right now. This is the most important asset of your life. You are financially stressed to no end. You might be feeling a little ashamed or you might be feeling a little bit responsible. That is very common. A lot of people come into my office and are ready to give up their house because they say, well, I signed the documents. But I need you to understand something. That industry changed entirely with Wall Street getting involved, creative financing structures such as CDOs and other debt instruments. The banks were able to take that loss and push them off their balance sheets. So what that meant is they no longer cared to do proper underwriting. They didn't care to have enough equity. All they cared about was pushing as much paper, whether it included first loans or refis or through brokers, just push paper and then sell it to Wall Street because they made their profit in between. In fact, did you know that Countrywide right now has been sued by the Attorney General because the investors weren't told how risky those loans were? But look at the flip side. You were not told how risky those loans are too when you were being pushed and shoved into creative loans such as negative amortization loans, no stated income loans, 110% loan to value loans. These are what's now called predator lending activities and types of activities that we as law firms will now fight for you. Today's modern day society has attorneys being your gladiators. Don't think the bank is going to turn around and tell you all the negative and wrongful things that they did. It is only when you demand to have your fair share that you will have your fair share. Predator lending is a term to describe a set of unscrupulous activities that have been done by your lender. There are now cases that show banks had a duty to give you loans that you could actually afford. The goal of predator lenders was to push as much loans upon somebody and then to securitize and sell those loans in the secondary market without any regard to whether or not you could actually afford the loan. Some types of predator lending might be stated income or no doc loans, at 10% or no money down loans, a negative amortization loan, loans with excessive high fees or high annual interest rates. You may have steering, where a borrower was put into unfavorable loan terms, adding false consigners or cosigners. Unfortunately, the lending practices in the United States from the year 2002 to 2007 or 2008 became extremely lax, and a lot of homeowners are now left to pay the price. In most cases, we will give you a flat fee to represent you all the way through the mediation process, which will include not only reviewing all of your documents to find various violations, but it also includes filing of the lawsuit, which is the summons and complaint, getting all the documents necessary to go in and to get that all-important court order to stop the stay, to serve the stay upon all the parties, and make sure that the sale does not go through, and thereafter represent you all the way through mediation, which could include any and all motions, all documents, all declarations, other types of motions such as demurs, motions to strike. We'll also appear at a case management conference for you, at which time we'll ask for mediation from the court, represent you all the way through that mediation, get you the best case, settle the case for you, and hopefully dispose of the lawsuit for you. Our flat fee through mediation will usually be a greater savings than its costs. That means the cost to us is lower than what you would have paid the bank while your case goes through litigation. Your monthly payments to us is lower than your mortgage amount, and it's usually a much better alternative than moving out and renting somewhere else. It gives you a real shot at keeping your home. It will give you breathing room to save money and rebuild. It will give you a chance to reducing your principal loan amount to the fair market value. It will give you a chance to reduce that loan rate. And most importantly, it gives you a real shot at coming up with a plan that works for you and not just the bank. As your action plan, please call us for your free analysis, for your free evaluation of your case, and should you hire us for your 100% money-back representation. For further questions, you can also visit our website at www.saderbarrera.com. Thank you for your time.